She said, "I fell in love with my faith, and I wanted more than anything to share it with you. But you were not interested. And I leave here today knowing that if I'd gotten through just one of you, then I was not a failure." Long ago, when Maria was a little girl, her mother gave her a rosary, and as she passed the beads through her fingers, she thought of the life of Christ. She thought of his birth, of his death, of his resurrection. And in these thoughts, her heart was lifted up high, and she fell deeply, deeply in love. A couple videos ago, someone asked a question in the comments. Why do Catholics feel like they've got to evangelize everybody? Isn't it enough just to let people be who they are? Why do we feel like we have to change everyone? And for Maria, the answer was very clear. It was for love. You see, she had found the purpose and meaning of her life, and it was something that was just too big for her to keep. She felt like she needed to share it. So she became a teacher. She became a teacher, a religion teacher in a Catholic school. And she devoted her whole life to this mission of sharing this love. The school that hired Maria to teach may have been Catholic in name, but the kids who went to that school were absolutely not interested in their faith. Some of the kids who went there, their parents sent them there because of their status. And most of the other kids who went there, they were there primarily because they'd gotten in trouble in public school and this was their last option. So as Maria began to catechize them, they were indifferent at best. So she would share with them stories from the Bible or stories from the lives of the saints, and their response was cruel at best. They mocked her, they made fun of her appearance. They absolutely were not interested in anything that she had to say. But each day she came in filled with enthusiasm to teach again, to try again. She never gave up. She kept trying and trying. But after years and years of abuse, she finally had to accept reality. She was brokenhearted, and she made the decision to retire. On Maria's last day, some of the other teachers gathered all of the students in the courtyard, hoping that they would express to Maria some gratitude for all of her years. But nobody said anything. It was just awkward. And after a while, Maria decided to break the tension. So she stood up, she stood in front of all of the kids, and she said, "I fell in love with my faith, and I wanted more than anything to share it with you. But you were not interested. And I leave here today knowing that if I'd gotten through just one of you, then I was not a failure." And I knew right then that she was speaking to me, because Miss Cifelli, she did get through to me. She did share that love of the faith with me. And I always wanted to write her a note to tell her that she wasn't a failure. It took 20 years for me to get around to do it. But by then it was too late, because Miss Cifelli had passed away. But now I understand, because just like Miss Cifelli, I too have this love that's greater than me that I need to share. The other kids, after the end of that year, we all went our separate ways to different high schools. It would be 25 years before I would hear from any of them. And when that happened, I was completely heartbroken by what I heard. That story will be in the next video. Please subscribe and hit the bell to be notified when it comes out. Thank you for watching.